everyone feels safe. Both positive, right? Choose who can participate. Set a delay between messages. Hide or put people in timeout. I don't want to do any of that. I want people to be able to come in and enjoy my life. I actually had no idea that I could go live on this channel. This is awesome. This is the CT Golf Reviews channel going live to you from my vehicle. I'm only on for a little bit. So, I guess I just wait and see who comes in. Talk about whatever. Talk about golf. I was actually out on the range the other day. And, what's up? M. Harif? I butchered your name. I apologize. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's get some likes going so that way it boosts the algorithm a little bit. MH Reef. Okay, what's up, MH Reef? Yeah, if you could like this, just so YouTube knows, hey, there's somebody live. We should get them out so that way other people can watch it. That'd be great. Yeah, we'll talk about golf. I was actually out on the range the other day. I've got new irons. Well, they're relatively new. They're used irons, but they're new to me. So that's what I think is important. Not much. Working. Wishing I was golfing. What do you do for work? What do you do? I just got out of work, and I had a I'm pissed off at my job right now, so. If you want to talk about your job, we'll talk about your job. What do you do? Do you like it? Is it interesting? Is it fun? Was it your first choice? All the while, I'm sitting here dusting off my dashboard because it is dusty. Geologist. Okay, bro. So, which by qualifications means that automatically you are smarter than I am because I can't figure out any of that stuff. And I applaud people who can. I think it's very important to have people like you. Because you guys take care of the important stuff. And I sell showers. Literally using an old hat to wipe off my dashboard. So dusty. Alright, so what kind of geology stuff do you do, bro? What's your, what's an interesting aspect about your job that, maybe a lot of people don't know about? Because I find stuff like that interesting. Have a little conversation. Damn, this car is dusty. Woo! Dusty. Environmental consulting firm. Work with many contaminants. Okay. So you're like hazmat stuff then? Or do you study the things that hazmat people go out and research? Are you in prevention? Because I'm sure there's got to be a bunch of stuff that goes into that. I can't really say I'm familiar with it. My stepfather is a fire marshal. So, he was always teaching classes on, hazardous materials and dangerous combinations of chemicals and stuff that could cause fires. Figure out how to, just cleaning up gas, oil, other nasty shit out of the water. That's a very important job, figuring out how to make things cleaner. All right, so you're essential. You have a very important job. That's a very good thing. Oh, we got 12 people. Hey, guys, come on in. We're talking here. If you guys want to have a conversation, you want to join in on the conversation, MH Reef here's a geologist, and he works for, he figures out how to make our water cleaner. I think it's a very important job to have. I commend you for doing that, man. I used to do magic tricks for a living, so automatically my IQ is like, gas station has a spill. I figure out how bad it is underground, where the contamination is, and where it's going. Okay, so, do you do a lot with, brownfield as well? Because I know that there's a whole, like when they're demolishing a building, or if they want to do construction on a new property, they have to, dig into the dirt and figure out if it's contaminated. So you pretty much do a version of that. Okay. Hey, cool. That's nice, dude. How long have you been doing it for? Same stuff. Okay. Okay. You out of the United States or are you out of somewhere else? I'm in Connecticut in the United States. So I know some people, that do your job, you probably work off of the coast. Um, 17 years. Jeez, dude. Obviously, you got to like your job if you're doing. Oh, you're in Connecticut. Sweet. We're like New Haven area. If you play golf, let me know. We'll go out and play around. Office is in New York, live in Connecticut. Okay. Hey, my dashboard's a little bit less dusty now, thanks to this hat that I found at Costco. Danbury area. Okay. I love cats. Oh, I love Cat's Eye 3. What's up? How you doing? Well, MH Reef, here's what I am going to do. I am going to follow you. It's not saying that I can follow you here, but if you follow my channel, subscribe to my channel, I'll get the notification. I'll subscribe back. I also love cats. Dude, awesome. I love cats too. I have 4 of them. Yeah, started playing last year and hooked. I love cats. I would assume you love cats too. I have 4 cats. I don't know what like the breed of the cat is, because I've never really paid attention to that. But I've got a cat named Buttons, who is relatively older, and then Lasagna is my cat. My wife was like, I want something. My dad and brother are allergic. Hey, you know what? It's all right. My mom was highly allergic to rabbits, and we had one as a kid. Every time she would go and clean out his cage, she'd get hives all over her face. No, I've got a cat named Buttons. She's pretty cool. Lasagna's my cat. My cat's name is Lasagna because my wife was like, I don't want to get a cat unless we name it Lasagna. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we got a cat, and now that cat is like attached to me. Then we have a cat named Venus, who was a pain in my ass because she thinks that this spot right here is her bed. And then we just got another cat named Millie Bobby Gray. And we call her that because she's gray, and we couldn't really think of another name. So we call her Mildred. I like cats. Cats are awesome. And then I actually, when I was younger, I was trying to train. I had a cat named Hammy. I was trying to train her to do magic tricks with me. That didn't work out too well. Not at all. So, but yeah, I love cats. Yeah, so let's see. We got 5 people in here. Strike up a conversation. We'll talk about cats. We'll talk about golf. We'll talk about the world. We'll talk about, living. We'll talk about pro wrestling, because it's my first love is pro wrestling. Ask me my opinion on things. I'll answer it as honestly as I can. I'm not trying to be vain or anything. I'm just trying to strike up conversation, and I know that usually if somebody's giving their opinion, somebody will chime in with their opinion, and then we have a conversation off of it. And then it'll branch out into other things, Who knows? My dog scratches my face. I could imagine. I used to have a dog that was like adamant on thinking that she was a cat. She would climb up onto the back of our couch and just lay there. Or she would jump up onto your lap and just lay there. Or onto the bed and like just sprawl out in weird positions. One thing I forgot to mention about this dog is that she was a 190-pound Rottweiler Shepherd mix. I got a 5-year-old, and he just found out about WWE, and now I get to get back into it. Okay, so we have a wrestling fan here. When did you watch, and who was your favorite wrestler? My favorite wrestler of all time is Chris Jericho. Actually, I would say it's a tie between Chris Jericho and CM Punk for all time. My favorite wrestler currently, probably Punk. If I had to pick like a newer gen, that's a great question. I don't know. With CM Punk back right now, it's hard to pick a new favorite. Late 90s, early 2000s. All right, so you were like Attitude Era going into the Ruthless Aggression Era. RVD, Rob Van Dam. Great, great choice. I was this close to meeting him. I was going to an autograph signing in, I think it was Milford at the mall. And my buddy and I got there late. And now, like, RVD was packing up as we were getting there. And they like rushed him into the back room where all of his stuff was. So we were not able to meet him. Actually, that was the same day. It was RVD, Umaga, and I think Shelton Benjamin. Was it Shelton? I think it was Shelton Benjamin was at that autograph signing too. It was at the Milford Mall. Loved ECW, huh? Sandman, RVD, Sabu. I live about 15 minutes away from Just Incredible, but that really doesn't say too much. I used to live about 2 minutes away from Bubba Ray Dudley. He was one street off of my street, about a mile down the road. And I found that out because I was picking something up from the Facebook marketplace, and I was picking up from his neighbor, and he was outside doing something in his lawn, and I knew who he was. And then I remembered hearing all of these stories about fans that used to meet him and think that he was very intimidating, so I didn't want to say anything. But yeah, Bubba Ray Dudley used to live about a mile away from where I live. Gotta go off to send you a note, a link up for golf. Absolutely, man. You let me know. I'll let you, we'll get you onto one of my videos or one of my reviews. We'll get out and play. You know, if it's a course I haven't reviewed yet, absolutely, I'm totally down for it, bro. That's actually how I met Lawson. The guy Lawson that plays in a couple of my review videos. I met him through my channel. He hit me up one day. He's like, dude, I live in Danbury. Okay, cool. He's like, hit me up. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't think he was serious. And then I showed up and I realized, yeah, he was serious. And we've played, what? 1, 2, 3, 5 rounds together on video. More off video. Have a good one. Thanks, man. Thank you. And like I said, subscribe to me so that way I can, I'll hit you up. Guy's got some good taste in wrestling. Good taste. Let's see who is on here. Looks like I only have one person. Guys, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button. Owned Diamond 428. That is 2 numbers off from my lucky number. My lucky number, for some reason, I'm not going to say for some reason. I know why. My lucky number is 426. And nobody ever knows what that references to. The number 426. But it's from my childhood, and it stuck with me. That's going to charge. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, so what's up, Owned Diamond 428? How you doing? My lucky number is 42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything. Yes. Yes, it is. Chuck Norris passed away today. I never thought I would ever in my lifetime see the words Chuck Norris dead at 84. Or 86 or however old he was. Can't believe it. It's been all over Facebook today. It's the only thing I've been seeing. Chuck Norris, man. The one guy everybody thought was immortal. Because death was afraid of Chuck Norris. But then again, I'm seeing people who are posting, Chuck Norris didn't die. He just gave death a chance to live. Yeah, everyone is dying lately. It's crazy. My buddies and I used to do a death pool. Back in high school. So I was in high school between 2009 and 2012. We would do a death pool every year. And I remember, like, my death pool was always, like, people who were old, but I didn't expect to go. Like, Dick Van Dyke has been on my death pool since, like, 2015. Sorry. Let's see, who else has been on my death pool? And I'm not saying it's a death pool like I want them to die. If you've never heard of a death pool or a dead pool, I do need to go though, so have a nice weekend. Hey, have a good one. Subscribe so I can subscribe back. I try to return the favor on my subscribers. Yeah, so my buddies and I used to have a death pool every year. And the one time I was right one year was the year, who the hell was it? I think it was the year Betty White died. Because I had Betty White on my death pool like the year before as a joke. And she died the year after. But I've had Dick Van Dyke on there for a while. I've had, let's see, who else did I have on my death pool? For a while it was Bob Barker, and then the one year that I didn't put him on my death pool was the year he passed away. It's tough. I don't know. It's weird. Especially after COVID. Everybody's death pool during COVID got all fucked up because, everybody was primed to that one. Couldn't escape it. Let's see. I don't know if I had to predict anybody else for this year. Not saying I want them to go, but I would be like realistic. Dick Van Dyke. Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett's still alive. She's up there. Somebody in NASCAR. There's already been 2 of those this year. Unfortunately. Who else would I pick? Not going to say any politicians. Because let's face it. Bad people live forever. But yeah, my buddies and I had a death pool every year. So, that was also back, 15 years ago? Jesus, when did I graduate? Graduated 2012. 2012, 2022, that's 10 years, 3, 4, 5, 6. I graduated high school 14 years ago. Holy crap, bro. Time flies when you're having fun. Time really does fly, man. I graduated high school 14 years ago. June 19th, 2012. And then I told my father's side of my family to kick rocks the day after. And I didn't talk to them for 10 years and got back in contact with them after my daughters were born. Had a little bit of a relationship, and then my grandmother passed away, and then we cut ties again. Well, I cut ties for a little bit and then recently found out I've been disowned. So, yeah, that's something that happened. Let's see, what time is it right now? Oh, 1:35. I got plenty of time. Okay, cool. I'm good for another half hour on here. Yeah, if you guys could do me a favor, anybody who comes in, hit the like button if it's live. Obviously, if it's not live, you can watch this again. YouTube does this cool thing that TikTok doesn't do. YouTube will save all of your lives. It'll process it so that way you can go back and watch the lives. I think that's awesome. I think it's very helpful, actually, because then if I get on like a topic where I'm talking about something, and like a week from now, let's say, I forget what I was talking about, but it was something interesting that maybe I want to like jump down the rabbit hole or something, because I'll get into all these random rants and stuff. I could go back and watch it and then remember what I was talking about and then deep dive. Try to get some. We got to get something out here. Let's see. Hide live video. Why would I want to do that? I'm like looking at the options and stuff. Lighting green screen. I didn't know you can do a green screen. That's cool. Create highlight. Thanks for the like. I appreciate that. Stickers, nah, I'm not interested. Why would I want to hide my live video? If I'm live right now, I want people to see it. So why would I want to hide it? That's a stupid thing. Anyway, yeah, let me close all this up. Talk to the people. Almost out of soda. Cool little conversation I had with a guy earlier. I was talking to a guy. He was he lives in Connecticut, and he does pretty much damage control for like oil spills and stuff. He's the guy that goes in and figures out everything. The damage it's going to cause, how far into the ground it's gone, you know, like brownfield and stuff like that. Oh, let's see, a Q&A sticker, huh? Theme park fan. Let's try this. I like theme parks. Oh, I can change the question. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at this and figuring out like all of these options. I've never really played around with the options on YouTube Live before. Like, let's see, for example, what happens if I tap top fans. Oh. Okay. It just tells me who the top fans are. See if it tells me about the likes that I've got. No, it won't do that. Obviously, the algorithm is not going to work with me. It's not going to push me around. See what the settings look like. Chat filter. Top messages. I want all messages. I want to be able to talk to everybody. Actually, that's a good idea because then if any comments were filtered out. Yeah, see now this like Q&A sticker's coming back up. Board or card games? Board games. I like board games better. Yes, if you're joining us right now, if you're coming in and oh, you know what? Clear. Shit, sorry, I pushed the wrong button. Well, yeah, if you can hit the like button, get the algorithm going. I don't know if you could like tap it, double tap it, triple tap it, however many times. Because it only says I have 2 likes. I don't know if it like limits each person to 1 like or if you can like multiple times. But if that's the case, do it. Go ahead. Get my video out there. Eventually, you know, like I don't have a large audience. Unfortunately. I do on my other channel, on my Chris Langle Magic channel, but I don't do magic anymore. So it's like, I go on there and I just want to talk with people, and then people are like, oh, do a magic trick. I'm like, I don't do that anymore. Leave me alone. I got out of magic. I got out of the entertainment industry. Not for me. Not what I thought it was going to be. So, but yeah. I wonder if it could tell me who's watching right now. Like if they're like, I can't really like, it doesn't do that for me. It's weird. Oh no, we got 2 people watching. Guys, hit the like button. You know, double tap the screen. I don't know how the like works on like a live on YouTube. I know on TikTok, if you tap the screen a whole bunch of hearts will come up on like this side of the screen, and I can watch them as they go, and they get fed in. I don't know how it works here, but if you can like the video, that'd be great. We're talking about a whole bunch of random shit, so if you want to just have a conversation, throw a topic out there, go right ahead. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here for. You still doing more courses? Absolutely. The Callaway guy. What's going on, man? I don't know if I can subscribe to you from here, but I will. If you subscribe to me, I'll get the notification. I'll subscribe back. Yes, I'm still doing more courses. I was actually at the driving range yesterday or the day before. I have a newish set of irons. I got Callaway. I think they're Berthas, but the graphite shafts, they're great. They're like really, really, really nice. I just have to get them re-gripped. I'm going to do that when taxes come in. get all of my clubs re-gripped, get them nice. Like, I like the jelly grips. Like, I have a green, like, I'm not gonna say it's a jelly grip. You know how like Dr. Scholl's, the shoe inserts are like that like really, really thick rubber, like the gelatin rubber type thing. I like those types of grips. So I'm gonna get all of my clubs re-gripped to have that kind of grip. And then once I get that, I'm going to figure out my yardages and everything with these new clubs because I do hit them farther. And I think a lot of that has to do with the granite as opposed to the steel. There we go. The steel that I've been using. But I do have courses that I am planning on getting out to this year. No ifs, ands, or buts. No, probably going to be the first course that I visit this year is either Kenny Park or Wintonberry Hills. Every year somebody asks me if I've done Kenny Park in Hartford. No, I haven't. I have not done Wintonberry. That's on the list this year. That will be reviewed this year. Hawks Landing in Southington. I drive past that almost every day. I've never played the course. I plan on playing that course. I would like to go and review the course that started this channel in the first place. And that is Tradition of Oak Lane. That is in Woodbridge. It's in Woodbridge area. Been wanting to play Wintonberry this year as well. Dude, hit me up. We'll play together. We'll set a tee time. We'll get out and play. You could be in a review video. You could see how my videos work and see just how terrible at golf I am and how shameless I am. Because I will post all of my duds and all of my mistakes and all of the shit that I suck at, I post. Why? Because that's the point of the channel. I'm not a pro. I'm an amateur golfer, just like all of the people that watch. And yeah, that's it. You're getting an honest, true review from somebody who plays at the same level as the person watching. Hawk is all right. Interesting layout. Tradition, I've heard a lot of great things. Tradition's great. Both of them are great. I played both of them. I reviewed Wallingford. Wallingford is decent. I had some things about it that I didn't like. The video's up. I don't hold anything back in my reviews. I tell it how it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell it how it is. Tradition. Hawk has got an interesting layout, huh? I'll have to look for that when I play that. When I play. I'm not saying if. I'm saying when I play that. The only issue that I have as far as booking with Hawks Landing is the fact that they do not, under any circumstances, allow one person out by themselves. They have to pair you up with somebody. And what happens if I just get that one guy who says, I don't want to be on camera and I don't want you filming? Then that's a waste of a day. Because that's happened to me before. As a matter of fact, it was... Where was it? Oak Hills Park? One of the higher rated courses on my channel. The guy told me he didn't want to be on camera. I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll sit up and film. And then when you're up, I'll just turn the camera off. He's like, no, I don't want the camera out at all. I'm like, oh. So I lost like 4 or 5 holes because I just wasn't filming. But then he moved on and another group caught up to me and I let them play along like with me. And I let them know what I was doing. They're like, dude, it's fucking dope. It's awesome. I want to do that. I'm like, okay, cool. Be in the video. But yeah, Callaway guy, hit me up. We'll play. I'm trying to get as many people as possible in my videos, man, because that means that if you're in one of my videos, you're going to share it to the people that you like and that you know, and it's going to be more people that see my videos, and then You can see what it's like to play a round of golf with me, see that we have fun, see that we don't care. Because I'm not one of those guys where I'm not going to say I don't play by the rules, but I'm very lenient. I don't care about, like, all right, this is my general rule of golf and how a round should work, all right? We are not in the PGA. Your putt is not worth $4 million, okay? We're not winning an obnoxious amount of money, and we are not being followed by PGA Tour officials. If you get a shitty lie, move your ball to a good lie. If you hit a ball and it's 2 feet away from the cup, pick the damn thing up. You were going to make it anyway. Count it. You fuck up your drive, tee off again. Do it again until you get it right. Your ball goes out of bounds, well, figure out where you think it fell and just drop a new one in a better spot. You know? You don't want to hit out of the sand because you just suck at it, fucking throw the ball out of the sand. I don't give a shit. That's when you're playing with me. I want to make it should be fun. It should be enjoyable. That's why I don't keep score. You should never leave a golf course mad because either you played like shit or your score was awful. If your ball lands in a divot, take the damn ball out of the divot and put it in the fresh, nice patch of grass right next to it and hit off of that. You want to chip. You want to drive. You want to putt. Do whatever you want. All I ask is that you just don't make any noise when anybody is trying to hit the ball. That's all I ask. Because everybody deserves a fair shot to get a really good shot. And everybody's going to feel better if they're getting good shots and they're not getting interrupted by somebody going, or, bubba booey. Do that to the pros. Do that to the pros because they're getting paid regardless. We're not. We're paying $80 to suck for 5 hours. You want to walk. You want to take a cart, take a cart. You want to play a little slower because you're trying to improve your game? Cool. I don't care. You want to play fast? Go right ahead. With filming equipment, I can get through a round of golf in 3 hours. That is setting my camera up, making sure I'm in focus, hitting record, going to the tee box, looking at my shot, figuring out what I got to play, looking back at the camera, giving some commentary, going back to the tee, hitting the ball, complaining about my shot because that's more than likely what I'm going to do because every ball that I hit goes right. Packing up my camera, putting it into the, folding up the tripod, putting it in the golf cart, putting my club back, driving to the ball, and doing all of that over again, and I can still get on and off a course in 3 hours. If I'm playing by myself. And I'll shoot 90. If I was keeping score. But I don't keep score. My average score is like 95, 97. Between 95 and 97. That's on a good day. On a bad day, I'm probably shooting, well, you guys could see bad days. It's called CT Golf Reviews. There was a one round in particular. I think it was, it was Great River in Milford, my top-rated course. If I was keeping score that day, I guarantee you I would have shot 150. Without question, without any sort of hesitation. Every ball I put on the ground that day ended up in the water. Every ball I put on the ground. In the water. If it was a golf ball that was owned by me at one point, it was no longer owned by me by the end of the round. It was owned by the fish in the Housatonic River. And you know what? I still rated the course the highest rated course on my channel. Why? Because I don't let my playing ability get in the way of whether the course is good or bad. There's motives and logic and thought that I put into this into my reviews. I don't just go onto a course, look at it, and say, 6.4. No, there's things I consider. There's things that have to be considered. And then I put all of this consideration and all of this, thought and energy into this and trying to become a decent resource for golfers around the state who have reached out to me, by the way, and have said, hey, dude, you know, I didn't know about this course until I saw your video and I decided to play it. Now it's one of my favorite places. That was actually a message that I got. And they were referring to Hot Brook Golf Course in Naugatuck. They had never heard of it before they saw my video, and now they're a member there. Same thing with Silo Point in Middlebury, or Southbury, back when it was still Heritage. I had a guy who watched it, had never heard of the course before. A month later, he was a member. Because he watched my videos and he saw that it was an honest review from an average golfer who was not paid to do what he does. I used to get paid for it, but I don't anymore. I also don't do my rounds for free. If they're going to offer me a free round, I don't take it. I don't want them kissing my ass. So, let's see, what's it right now? All right. I've got about 5 minutes left that I could be on here. So I will say this. Yes, I plan on getting out this year. Yes, I plan on getting a lot of reviews in. I've got a lot to make up for last year because I didn't start my reviews until September of last year. I want to start in May. Ideally, if certain events in my life that are expected to happen in a reasonable time, I want to be out on a course every weekend from May until September. Maybe October. I don't really like playing when the leaves start falling off the trees because scenery is very important to my channel. I want people to be able to see the course in its full beauty, not when there's leaves all over the ground. So, but ideally, that's what I would like. I've got my newish clubs that I'm ready to test on the course. And I need to make up. I need to make up for lost time. So, and now that my rotator cuff is better, because 2 years ago I tore it, and then last year I wasn't really able to play much because it was hurting. This year it's fine. When I was on the range the other day, it was fine. I plan on getting out more. And if you guys want to come out and play a round of golf with me and be in a video, hit me up. We'll play your home course. If I have not reviewed it already, I'll play your home course. Just get me out on there. If you want to offer to pay for my round, go right ahead. That'd be awesome. And we'll get it done. So, all right, guys, I got to get going. I will talk to you later. Hope you guys have a good day.